What's up, guys? Happy Wednesday. Today we are talking about gratitude. Gratitude is the attitude or just gratitude. Two T's. I believe that you can make gratitude your default state and completely change your life. When I was very young, I was taught to pray every night, and those prayers sounded something like this: Dear God, thank you for my life. Thank you for my mom and my dad and my brother and my sister. Thank you for Grandma Barb and Grandpa Gene and Grammy and Pappy and Uncle Mark and Uncle Paul and Uncle Matt and Aunt Mel. And it continued on. And as many people and things that my little brain could think of, I would say thank you for. And I would continue to say thank you, thank you, thank you, even for the pancakes I had that morning or whatever came to my head. That practice has continued and strengthened with me over time. I've continued to do that, and now it's gotten deeper, and it's not just at night, it's also in the morning when I wake up. It's a part of my meditations. I like to enter in with gratitude, and I believe my ability to fall back into a state of gratitude is what has allowed me to succeed a lot in life. And it's also allowed me to come back to center when things get really rough. So recently I've dealt with a lot of personal issues and things going on in my personal life that I'll keep confidential, but falling back into gratitude is the best way that I've found to keep me from entering into a state of depression, essentially. So I have come up with some weird and fun practices to strengthen this muscle of gratitude over the years, and I would love to share those with you today. So, one is just taking the time to be grateful. I think the time that I reflect on this the most is when I'm taking my dog Kobe out for a walk. We'll just be walking the streets, and I am grateful for a lot of what I see around. I'm grateful for the trees providing oxygen. I'm grateful for the sunshine. I'm grateful for the people that add to the hustle and bustle of my life in downtown, and just things like that. Just being really present and being grateful for, what you see that you're grateful for. I think back to a walk with Kobe because there was a time in my life where I had everything that I had ever dreamed of, and I was miserably depressed, and I didn't realize it until I went on a long walk and I was walking by all these big houses, and I had just purchased my first house as an entrepreneur. They say that's really hard because you're self-employed, and so I purchased a beautiful house. I had a dog. I had a beautiful girlfriend. I had a beautiful life, and I was miserable. And on this walk, I realized that my brain had never made it past that point. I had dreamt of having a house one day, having all of these things. I was constantly searching for the next thing, and I didn't even celebrate the win that I was currently in. I didn't even acknowledge that I needed to be thankful for what I was currently doing. So that moment was a turning point for me of how important those long walks with Kobe can be. This is a weird one, so bear with me, but another gratitude practice that I love is pretending I am the soul that just arrived into the body. I'll do this a lot actually in the shower, where this is just a meat suit. This body that we're given is just a meat suit. I believe that we're, souls and spirits having a human experience. And so if I'm the soul and I arrived from a different planet or a different place and I just landed in this body, let me check out what I'm working with, right? Like, okay, all four limbs work. That's pretty good. This one feels pretty good. It's missing some hair on top, but that's okay. We can work with a bald meat suit. It's got some blue eyes, like, just working with what you got and being so thankful for what you got. I've got all five of my senses. I've got all four of my limbs. A lot of people can't say that. So you'd never be overlooking the small things that you need to be grateful for that really aren't small things. They're just not considered enough. I'll do the same type of practice as like if I were an old man and I gotta ask a genie for just one day or maybe one dinner, back as a 34-year-old, how thankful I'd be to have my health, have the people around me, be able to experience this one more time. So those are a couple practices that I love to use. Another one that's really challenging, and it's going to sound crazy, is I will buy a Powerball ticket when it goes over like 500 million. This is something I've done since college with my buddy Mike. If either one of us wins, that we owe the other person some money. And I try when I lose, because obviously I haven't won yet, but when I lose the Powerball, I try to be just as thankful as if I had won. I believe in a higher power. I call my higher power God, and I try to be in a place where I lose and I say, thank you. Thank you so much as I would be if I win. So imagine the emotions of winning the Powerball and how amazing that would feel, and how you'd want to call somebody and talk to somebody, and you'd feel, like all of your problems were just solved probably. And I want to feel that same way if I lose. I want to be like, thank you, God. Thank you for protecting me from what you're protecting me from. Thank you for keeping me from the challenges and troubles that weren't for me if I had gone that route. Thank you for all the things that I can't see, but I know that you can, and you're directing me in the right direction. That's the Powerball gratitude way of doing things. And I have done this so often, and I now sit in meditations and prayer daily that involves a lot of thank yous and gratitude. And I think that that's how you should enter into those states, is you should enter into the presence of God with gratitude, with thanks. I've done this so long, for so many years, that now even in horrible moments, even if when I lose friends close to me, if I've had some friends pass away and it hurts deeply, but to be grateful that that hurt means that you had something real, that you had a friendship and a love that you're going to miss dearly for years to come. And I think it's powerful. I think gratitude is one of the best states that we can live in. And now bad things happen, stressful times happen, and I immediately default back into thank you. Thank you for whatever this is teaching me, for however this is leading me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so I'm going to leave you with a realization that I had probably 6 or 7 years ago. It is a passage from the Bible, actually, and it was something I was really struggling with. It's known as the Matthew Principle. And the Matthew Principle states, to those who have everything, more will be given to them. To those who have nothing, everything will be taken from them. And this seemed to be so unfair. This seems, I think when anyone reads it the first time through, they look at this as the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. To those who have everything, more will be given to them. To those who have nothing, everything will be taken from them. Just seems so unfair. Until one day I was taking a yoga class from Dope Yogi in Tennessee, and shout out Dope Yogi. And I was laying in Shavasana, and I had been wrestling with this for 6 months, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. It became so clear, and I don't know how I hadn't seen it earlier, but to those who have everything is not speaking to material things. To those who have everything, that's an energetic state. I currently have everything I need. I have shelter, I have food, I have water, I have everything I need. I do not need anything else to be happy, to be whole, to be worthy, to be any of these things. I have everything I need. And if you live in that energetic state, then I believe what this verse is saying is that God and the universe will open up to you and bless you with more. But if you live in a constant state of though you have nothing, of if I just had this car, I'd be happy. If I just had this relationship, if I just had this next thing, and I'm just searching for the next thing that's going to fill this gap in my life, then I believe more will be removed from you until the lesson is learned. And so I believe being in a state of gratitude and living as though you have everything, that you are blessed beyond measure, blessed beyond belief, and you can barely hold all of the blessings that you currently have, that is where you will experience true abundance. So anyways, this is a quick episode this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I would love to hear if you guys have any gratitude practices or ways of strengthening your own gratitude muscle. For my follower, maybe you can help out some people and let them know any of your gratitude practices. Also, shout out Julia for giving me this idea. And as always, peace and love. I'll see you guys next Wednesday.